It's Wednesday, the 27th of April, 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Amyler.
Morning, Michael.
Sean, we've got 5 stories to get through in 5 minutes, and they are 5 big stories today. It is a very busy news day. Let's jump into story number 1. The local share market fell by more than 2% yesterday. Investors spooked by a potential slowdown in China and in the US.
Yes, less than a week ago, we were talking about the market being just 0.5% off a record. But in the past 2 trading sessions, it's dropped nearly 4%, including 2.1% yesterday. It really was a wholesale sell-off. That was the miners that led the way. Why? Because investors are worried that China's growth rate is going to slow appreciably. Now, we saw evidence of that yesterday with iron ore prices. They fell sharply to around $135 a tonne. Concerns about the rise of COVID in China and subsequent slowdown in that economy triggered that decline. Not surprising when you find out that Beijing's being locked down and 20 million people are about to be tested for COVID in that. All in all, the share prices of the big iron ore miners were among the worst. BHP was off 6%, Fortescue 7%, Rio Tinto off 4%. Steel and scrap companies were sold down. Sims Metal closed down 9.5%. BlueScope nearly 9% lower. Golding and Newcrest was off 3%. South32 is one of the most successful companies over the past 12 months, certainly among the large caps. It mines all sorts of things: bauxite, alumina, coal, nickel, silver, lead, zinc, etc. It lost 8% yesterday. Really a massive sell-off, particularly among the mining stocks.
Yeah, massive day on the local market yesterday. All right, Sean, story number 2. The election campaign is really picking up pace now, and the debate around carbon has got plenty of attention in the last day or so.
That's right. Now, mostly that's because Labor's climate change policy is a little, unclear, shall we say. On Sunday, Labor said coal mines would be forced to comply with a more stringent safeguard mechanism. Then Whitehaven coal boss Paul Flynn yesterday entered the election fray, saying he's concerned that Labor's policy is a carbon levy by stealth. Prime Minister Scott Morrison jumped on the mechanism, saying the opposition is seeking to achieve net zero emissions through a tax. Opposition leader Anthony Albanese was forced to come out and say there won't be a carbon tax under Labor. Mind you, the coalition wasn't having a great time on the subject either. Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce rejected suggestions by National Senator Matt Canavan that hydrogen hubs are a waste of time and the government should hit pause on its net zero strategy. Finally, something I'm sure you're interested in, Michael, the Australian Electoral Commission is looking for 100,000 people to help staff polling booths on May 21.
Are you telling me I should be looking for another job, Sean?
Not at all. Not at all. I'll send you the link.
All right, thanks. Thanks very much. All right, on to story number 3. I am blown away by this one, Sean. More than 1/3 of people apparently cheat on their home loan applications.
Apparently so. The 7th Australian Mortgage Survey from UBS shows that 37% of home buyers make mistakes, shall we say, when filling out the application form. And ANZ borrowers seem to make more mistakes than others. More than half of respondents to the survey that took out a mortgage with ANZ in the 6 months to the end of last year said they'd lied in the application document. And the large majority of those said they were advised to do so by their banker. Not a good look. Wow. The next highest number admitting mistakes were those that used Westpac at 40%, Commonwealth Bank at 30%, National Australia Bank at 20%. Before I leave it, an ANZ spokesman has been quoted as saying lending arrears for the bank is better than competitors. That suggests ANZ loans are pretty good quality. So that, of course, is the counter to that survey.
All right, story number 4, Sean. Uber in Australia is facing a $26 million fine for misleading customers over cancellation fees.
Yes, it's being sued by the competition watchdog for saying customers could be charged a fee for cancellations that were actually free and for inflating predicted prices of regular taxis booked on its platform. Uber has already admitted the breaches in a settlement with the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, but the federal court now will determine if $26 million is appropriate. Plenty of taxi drivers out there pretty happy about this one.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And last one today, Sean. The Humble tomato sauce bottle is under fire as investors push for new disclosures and targets around health in food.
Yes, big investors are pushing the big food groups like Nestle, Danone, Kraft Heinz and Kellogg to do better setting out nutrition scores for the food they produce. Now, they've already convinced Unilever, one of the big guys, to change how it reports nutrition. The global obesity epidemic is at the heart of the push by investors who hold around $3 trillion in assets. That is massive. They basically want standardized health metrics so customers can compare better. It means a tomato sauce bottle will have to have different nutrition information that can be compared with another tomato sauce bottle.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Wednesday, the 27th of April, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't quite enough for you, if you want a bit more information, a few interviews and things, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed on your podcast platform. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.